It is early May, and we have a couple things to get you guys caught up on. First thing, we had a fire very close to the farm, and in fact it was only just a few hundred yards basically to the southeast of where we're at here. Scared us. We were actually inside the house for the evening and saw that it had started up. Started as a car fire, and with all the rain we have all the dry brush around the farm, and yeah, got a shot of that from overhead as well. Didn't want to get too close. It actually burned for about 6 hours before they finally put it out. Yep, so it was a pretty good fire. A little scary, and a good reminder of why we knocked down all the weeds. So we've had folks ask several times why we do that. There's so many reasons. Rattlesnakes, we've got people on the farm. We don't want those two things happening at the same time. That's a bad combination, which is why we mow. You guys know we have a big wood chip pile that's still left in the back of the farm for putting around the trees. So, you know, everything we can do to mitigate fire, that was a great reminder of why.
This is Theo.
Hey, Theo. See you, buddy. Last weekend, we had some help, but we finally got our spring batch of chickens processed. It was nice having the apron finished on the outbuilding, right? So got a couple things we're gonna add to that. We got concrete laid to extend it here this week. So when we have Nate and Tara's batch that's ready in a couple weeks here, we'll be processing here on the farm as well. But what were the weights? Do you remember what our average weight was?
I don't remember what the average weight was. I know we had 3 under 5 pounds and we had, I want to say 6, 7+ pounds, and then everything else was in the 5 and 6 pound range. So I think it was like, you know,
just
upper
under
5s.
Yep, upper 5s. Just under 6 pounds. I think it was like 5.98 pounds. So just under 6 pounds. Great weights on those chickens. They were 8.5 weeks old. That's amazing how fast those Cornish cross grow. And we've got a lot of folks that already have those in their freezers. So
yeah, and I'm sorry that we basically ran out.
Yep.
I still didn't save enough for ourselves.
No.
You know, so.
Didn't raise enough. So maybe next time. I think we're probably not going to need anything directly around it, are we?
I hope not. Small shovel.
Yeah. So we wanted to share a little bit of an update on the banana, our banana tree we have surrounded here to try to keep this from happening. We get a lot of wind through here, and we've noticed over the last couple of years the banana hasn't grown much, but it does get this damage to the leaves with the extreme winds that come through. Last week we showed you what we were doing with some sugarcane to try to enclose this area completely and start working on a microclimate for this banana to hopefully get some production. So we've already started working on ground cover. We have some sweet potato that's been here in this area for the last couple of years. It comes back every single year, so we've got a live ground cover that's starting to fill in this space. We have a little bit of cowpeas that have come up off and on, and we may do some additional beans, but there's a couple other things that we want to do here around this area with some chop and drop. So one of the things we're finally going to be planting, because it was gifted to us, is Comfrey. So Tim, just want to thank you. He gifted us with this true Comfrey. I believe that's what this is called. Something officinalis, true Comfrey. So this is a spreading Comfrey. You can see it's actually gone to flower here. Nice, beautiful leaves. Now, a couple things we know about Comfrey. Number one, it can't take completely full sun here. We're gonna be planting this up against the sugarcane you see behind me here. It's gonna get plenty of afternoon shade. Eventually, these will actually grow up and shade it even midday. So to get some morning sun that's kind of filtered through the other side, which will eventually be bananas. So it'll really be kind of tucked up in here. And the idea is that we can use this for chop and drop around the banana. All right, so let's go ahead and get this planted. That's perfect. All right. Oh, there we go. Oh, look at that root mass. That's great. Break it up a little bit. Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Leo.
Inspector. Walking around. So you can see we have this planted. Really simple as far as what we did. We're digging into natural soil. We don't do any amendments in the soil. That's typical of pretty much everything that we do. It needs to do well in our soil. My understanding is that it will be okay. We do add a little bit of fish emulsion and vitamin B1. We dilute that heavily in about 2 gallons of water and add that into the planting hole to give it a little bit of fertilizer, and the B1 hopefully to stimulate some root growth. I can already tell we've got some breeze here this morning. The banana still has some breeze on it, but this wind block is doing really good and starting to block that for us. One other thing, as far as the banana tree itself, we know it's actually doing really good because it is getting windy. Yeah, I mean, really breezy. It was perfectly calm yesterday, but it's gonna be beautiful today. I think we're gonna be in the 80s.
Nice, I'll take it.
Take it, especially in the month of May.
Yes.
Unheard of. So just wanna thank you for joining us today. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. We cover a lot of things here on this newly established functioning farm and would love to see you on a regular basis. Hi, Willow. If you have any questions or comments, those go in the
comment section down below.
And our Amazon shop, I'll leave a link down in the description. That's a free, painless way to help support the channel. If you start with the link down below, it doesn't matter what you buy, you help to support us here. So just want to thank you for joining us today and remind you, if we can farm on the edge of nowhere,
so can you.
All right, let's get to work.
Okay.
Hey, Willow. First one is we almost had the entire farm burned down, which sounds like a joke. Okay, so maybe the way I sound. Let me start over. It's a true statement. Kinda.
Just exaggerated a little bit.
Sometimes I exaggerate a little bit. Yeah. I'm the guy that when you go fishing, you catch a little tiny bass, you'd hold it up to the camera like this so it looked like a big one.
And he'd be like, come home and say, I caught a fish this big.
It was massive. It was massive. Oh, let's do over on that one. So also this time of year, we get our second batch of chickens in the freezer. So we kind of show them steps. We can play a little music.
You said this time of year we get our second batch?
First batch. Oh yeah, let's try that again.
It's the beginning of the year.
It's not going so good. That wasn't an exaggeration. I was just wrong.
I don't remember. It was like high five.
It was high fives. Oh boy. We're punchy this morning.
Okay.
Yeah. Willow just got run over by the cat traffic. Oh, they're going in circles.